Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahriar Rahat. In this lecture, I am going to discuss with a question from English Masters Final Year. The question is: attempt a critical appreciation of Shakespeare's sister as a feminist writer. Feminism is the belief that women should be allowed the same rights, power, and opportunities as men. Behind this belief lie 2 centuries of struggles of women's rights marked by Charles Books, Mary Wollstonecraft, Abolition of the Right of Women, and John Stuart Mill, The Subjugation of Women, and the American Margaret Fuller, Women in the 19th Century, 1854. Virginia Woolf is one of the pioneers of the feminist movement in the 20th century. Predicament of the gifted women in Elizabethan age. The essay Shakespeare's Sister is basically an extract from the Virginia Woolf, A Room of the Owns. In her essay, Woolf tries to focus on the predicament of the gifted women in the Elizabethan age. In dealing with this great issue, she tries to find out the truth as to why no women made any attempt to write fiction where there were a large number of male writers in the Elizabethan age. And chancing the pages of the History of England by Professor Trevelyan, she finds that they do not deal with the topic in this question, and she rather gets some other information about women's life, chances the wife beating, women's early marriage against her choice, oppressive husband treating her, his property, etc. Male historian as Woolf observes are silent to why women did not write fiction in Elizabethan age. Even they have not explained why the self-made same male person who in the real life had not allowed any women to show her face alone in the street have empowered her to equal to or surpass men. Woolf exposes the hypocrisy of the patriarchal ideology by putting forward the fact that imaginatively she is one of the highest importance, practically she is completely insignificant. Virginia Woolf refutes the adverse comment on the Dread Bishop. Woolf reminds us of the adverse comment on women by old Bishop that it was impossible for any women, past, present, and future, to have the genius of Shakespeare, and that his cast do not go to heaven. Even women, however gifted, would never be able to write the plays of Shakespeare. As a feminist critic, Woolf refutes the dead Bishop adverse remark against women, and with the help of her powerful imagination and reasoning, she constructs the figure of the Shakespeare's sister named Judy and traces the external and internal factors responsible for the impossibility to write Shakespeare. She dismisses the bishop's conviction that with a strong contention it was impossible for gifted women like Shakespeare's sister to write Shakespeare plays, not because of the lack of her talent or ability, because of the lack of independent income, formal education, privacy, and above all, the hostility of the male-dominated society. The life history of Judy. Like a people way, Woolf builds up the career of Judy from her early childhood days to professional life. She imagines, though Judy was not given the opportunity to go to school, and she manages to learn reading and writing by her brother's book. She developed a skill in writing which she practiced in secrecy away from the vigilant eyes of her parents. Eventually, on gaining adulthood, when Judy was threatened by forced marriage, she fled to London in search of career in the theatre. She cruel professional world dominated by men did not encourage to her. She was instead mocked, the ridiculed at every step. She was a subject of humiliation. At last, she was compelled to surrender her mind and body and soul most willingly to the lecherous intention of the theatre manager.